Well, welcome to the week 3 recap, looking ahead to week 4. Week 3, we looked at research. What is research on a college level? And we're talking about library research, not primary source experimental research. So read, and research is a conversation. That's what I want you to think of research is. Anybody, I'm going to be teaching 1302 in the spring. When it's open, you can sign up for it if you want. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be finding the hole in the research, in this conversation. What's some area people aren't talking about? And then we're going to create a document to fill this hole. Okay? Most people's Driscoll reflections are good. I just want to mention again, and I talk about it in this video, that the so what section is what did you learn from the readings. There should be lots of I learned sentences in it. I learned and a description of what you learned. I learned and where you learned it from, where something was said. This is not a reflection for you to go talking about things that happened in the past and your process and, how you taught your dog new tricks. That's not the purpose. The purpose is to reflect on what you learned. Another purpose for these assignments is a skill that you're going to need all your life is how to read and follow instructions. How to follow. Here's what to do. That's like the cake reflection. I baked a cake. It turned out horrible. These are the steps I did. I did this. And from this, I learned what I should or should not do. It goes on your whole life, this learning and to follow directions. Okay? That's enough on that. Week 4, well, you're going to begin project 1. And here is project 1. People were wanting to know, well, what's a reference list? A reference list is the sources that were going to go in the paper. MLA and some high school teachers may have also called it a bibliography. A bibliography is all research that you found, and a reference list are just the references that you put in a paper or a document. We're calling it ours a reference list because these are the sources that you're going to use in your final projects. Okay? How to create a reference list, how to format APA, and some people, I'm sure everyone's done a reference list or bibliography. In high school, you probably used MLA. APA is just another style of how to do it. Here is all the information you're going to need. Now remember, you're asking the AI to generate a reference list, APA 7th edition formatted reference list for you. These are to help you check to see if it's correct. One thing that almost everybody forgets about, APA is in alphabetical order, not the order of primary, secondary, tertiary sources. Alphabetical order. Everything's in alphabetical order. Okay, here's where you find the crap worksheet that we talked about. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to create your reference list on a topic. Not a lot of people took advantage of finding a research topic for week 3. That was blank. No, we're not going to have time. Well, we do have time in this class to work on it because you have a draft due for week 5. We do peer review for week 7. Okay? So, yeah, you're going to have time in class to present a draft. We'll talk about week 5 as a complete document. So, here's a sample prompt question for Gemini. So Gemini's created the list for you. You're going to reformat one of the sources. Make sure it's in APA. For that one source, you're going to complete a crap analysis of the source using all the headers that are in there. You're going to make sure, run that through the editor feature of Word to get rid of all the surface errors. and then you're going to copy and paste that into the discussion forum. So this also helps you to make sure that the AI is giving you correct sources that are legit and not just something it made up to put on the paper. You got to do that. And then you're going to provide feedback to another student. No, we're not doing a Driscoll on this. The response is just you giving them feedback on what they posted. So there we go. That's project 1. I mean, it's college. You need to be working on this and working on it. That's all I have to say. Again, if you have any questions, email me or post them in the extra credit so that everybody can share from the feedback. And have a good week. Bye.